SoFi investors, welcome back to the channel. SoFi reported earnings on Monday before the bell, and the stock from peak to trough went down 15%. Is it time for us to sell the stock, possibly trim our position, or is it going to be full-blown panic mode for SoFi investors? Could we see us go back into the $12, $10 range in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months? Let's get into it. All right, SoFi investors, if you could do me a huge favor before we get into this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us get into that YouTube algorithm. All right, if you take a look at the screen right now, we were riding high in the $18 range over the last 5 days. Over the last 1 month and 6 months, we've seen quite the run up from $6.32 all the way up to over 18 bucks, almost up 200%. So should we cry and complain that the stock's down 15%? No! It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that the stock fell. Guys, we're still at 16 bucks. We have recovered from the low. The low, 1548. We're in there over $16 now. Closed at $16.17, down 7 cents after hours. I think we're going to trade in that $14 to $18 range until the next earnings, depending on what goes on macroeconomically. And then Powell's talking about interest rates. I expect them to hold pat on interest rates no matter what the hell blustering stuff Donald Trump is talking about, forcing them to lower interest rates. We don't want them to lower interest rates too fast because that's going to make inflation go back up, and we don't want to go down that road, right? Just listen to Powell. He's got us in a solid position right now. The economy is doing pretty good. Earnings are pretty decent. Unemployment is low. Interest rates are down about a point from the all-time highs of the past 2 years, right? So keep on this path, and then I think interest rates will slowly go down over time, but we don't want to do anything dramatic or drastic too fast, right? Okay, so what's next for SoFi stock? Where do we go from here, and why the hell did the stock get smoked? For me, the main reason why is guidance. Straight up, the GAAP EPS guidance for 2025 was, 25 cents to 27 cents, midpoint coming at 26 cents. That's below the 29 cents consensus, coming in below the midpoint 2 or 3 cents, depending on how you want to slice it. Adjusted net revenue coming in $3.2 billion to $3.275 billion, and expected was around $3 billion. So we came in a little bit higher in adjusted net revenue, which is great. But earnings, that's always going to trump revenue, right? We want to see top and bottom line growth, right? On the bottom line is more important. We want this company to get more and more profitable. 26 cents, you're in that 6 to 7 cents per quarter range, somewhere about that. I do think that this quarter is not going to reflect the climate that's going to happen during the Trump administration, right? I do expect banking regulation to not be as a difficult environment to operate in. I think Trump is going to make the regulations a little more lackadaisical, so this way companies like SoFi can extend themselves a little more and become more profitable. That's good for SoFi and its investors moving forward. Remember, they reported in January, but the quarter they reported was still for when Biden was president, and banking regulations were a little tough during Democratic presidencies. That's pretty commonplace, right? We kind of want to be more in the middle. We don't want to go super crazy with bank regulations like Bush did, but we don't want to be as stringent as someone like Joe Biden, right? We kind of want to find that happy medium. This way, we can have a great environment to work in, but people aren't taking advantage of the situation and banks collapse and the mortgages and all that shit goes crazy, right? But everything else on this report looks pretty good to me. If we take a look at SoFi and their investor presentation, pretty remarkable stuff, man. We're just building this brand. Adding Wyndham Capital in 2023 was very, very important. 2024, we just hit 10 million members and counting. And the loan platform business is continuing to expand. Since Anthony Noto kind of took over in 2018, in those 6 years, he's done a remarkable job. He's one of my favorite CEOs in the entire stock market, right? This is the productivity loop for SoFi. These are the ways this company makes money. From home loans all the way, wrapping around the student loans, personal loans, at work, relay, protect, credit card, invest money. Lots of different avenues for this business model to generate returns for their investors. So I'm very happy with what's going on. Members and products continue to grow quarter after quarter and year after year. I'm very, very happy. Members compound growth rate at 53%. Compound annual growth rate for products up 55%. And if we look at it, each and every one since the compound annual growth rate is over this duration of 4 years or whatever, 5 years. But we're still growing at over 30% for products and members, guys. That's great news. I would look at this as a buying opportunity. Anything in that $12 to $15 range is a buy for me. Once we get to the $18 and $20 range, valuation is getting a little extended in my opinion. So I would sell some cash secured puts if you got some cash in that $14, $13, $12, $10 range over the next 6 to 12 months. That's what I'm doing. Business diversification looks really good. Money, relay, invest in credit card. Year over year financial growth, 51% for money, 39% relay, invest 19%, credit card for 14%. Anthony Noto said in the call that the credit card is kind of a losing business right now, but it's expected to turn into a profitable business over the next couple years, which is great. The tech platform continues to grow, not at the rate we necessarily want it to grow at. We bounced back in 2024 to 15% down from 11% at 2023. I want to see the tech platform grow a little bit for me, right? Especially when you look at adjusted net revenue mix. We want to see this balance right here, which is very, 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 very good. Almost 50-50 split. I love what SoFi's doing right now, man. The balance sheet, the loan sales, everything is looking very, 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 very good. Personal loan credit performance, pretty solid here, guys. NCL by loan vintage and remaining UPB. Okay, at 54% remaining unpaid principal, Q4 2022 to Q1 2024, 4.11% for 2017 as of 2024. So SoFi is still doing a great job with their loans, not getting too risky, but still being able to turn a profit. Financial review, the strong financial performance, adjusted net revenue. Guys, this is a huge deal. From 2021 to 2024, solid, dude. Just absolutely solid. Up 26% year over year from 2023. As long as we could stay in that 20 to 30% range, I'm happy with that. Adjusted EBITDA, huge. Look at the EBITDA growth, guys. 3% to 9% to 21%, up to 26% in 2024. Adjusted EPS, we could see this number going up. SoFi is now a profitable company, and that is the most important thing going forward. I think the guide coming in lower than consensus is literally the only reason why the stock sold off. When you're running hot, everything needs to be perfect or the stock's going to sell off. I kind of expect the same thing to happen to Palantir, which is running through its shoes right now. It doesn't even make any sense. The valuation is at like a 300 PE. It can't go up like that forever. One little hiccup anywhere, or if one of the wars ends, we could see a considerable sell-off for a stock like Palantir. But I think there's a lot of positivity moving forward for SoFi stock. I'm buying in the $13 to $15 range. That's what I'm doing with my shares right now. I do think in the Trump administration, I do think the regulations are going to be very in SoFi's favor, guys, over the next 4 years. I expect this stock 2025 Price target $23 for me. We could hit 25 by the end of 2025. That's my goal. $25 in 2025. Let me know in the comments below. Do you have any questions about the earnings report or going forward about what I'm doing with my shares? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.